JLR Investigates joins Advertising Week for an exclusive interview about himself, his YouTube story, his future plans, and more. JLR is one of the fastest growing news and true crime creators on YouTube. He's grown his audience to over 160,000 subscribers and garnered over 38 million views. Enjoy this exclusive Advertising Week creator interview with JLR Investigates.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, before YouTube.
My name is Jonathan, a.k.a. JLR, Jonathan Lee Riches. I reside in Florida, used to be in Pennsylvania. I used to live in the Philadelphia area. I love news. I'm kind of like what you call a news hound. I previously wrote for a publication called Original Media Group out of Philadelphia. Compelling stories, breaking news stories, and that's kind of what I do now, but I transform it over to YouTube. And I have a pretty big YouTube channel. I really started YouTube in August of 2022. At this time, in about a year and a half, I've amassed 160,000 subs. Very grateful for that. Very grateful for people subbing to the channel. And, I talk about breaking news stories. I talk about true crime cases, missing people cases, tragedies like mass shootings, and even storm chases. And lately, I've been covering the border down there in the southern border. So I do a wide range of topics. I enjoy it. It's work I like doing, and I want to continue to do that.
So talk to us about why you decided to start a YouTube channel. What was the spark that made you say, all right, it's time to take this to YouTube?
I mean, I think I have a talent of getting information out as quick as possible, quicker than most, right? And, I was doing that with Original Media Group. I would write stories like in real time. Basically, as if something bad happens, I try to get the information out there as quick as possible, particularly if there's some sort of crime and they announce a suspect. I try to dig in on that suspect, find out every meticulous detail on that individual and get it out so the public can see. I've always done that with publications. I said, wow, I could do that with YouTube. I could, use so people can see me and use the talents that I've learned with, breaking news on print or on digital media and use it on YouTube. And with that, I'm a very colorful, very animated, very passionate. I'm what you call a gonzo journalist. So not only do I break news, but I also give my opinion on the matter. And I encourage people to come in onto my channel with different opinions, different perspectives. We're not one-sided on any particular issue. I love hearing from all sides. The group that comes into JLR Investigates on YouTube, we call ourselves the JLR Army. And it's something I did it by trial by error at first in 2022 in the fall. And then I was like, wow, this is fun. This is interesting. This is stimulating. It challenges me. And I just kept progressing with it. And as I've been progressing, my following continues to grow. My tools that I've learned to do breaking news and get breaking news out there, I've sharpened it up more. And it seems to be working. One of the things I preach to myself is you got to enjoy the work. And this is like a passion. I feel like it's a life calling to do this work. And I'm sharing my talent onto YouTube.
Can you talk about the first case that you decided, I'm getting in my car, I'm hopping on a plane, I got to be there?
It'd probably be Summer Wells case out of Rogersville, Tennessee, a missing girl that's still, missing child that still has not been found. Before that, before YouTube, I would do like Chris Watts and some of the cases back then, Michelle Troconis, who was just found guilty today, by the way, up there in Connecticut. But it was Summer Wells with YouTube, and then it was Richard Allen with Delphi, Indiana, the two young females that lost their life. And then Moscow, Idaho, and then it just progressed from there. Alec Murdoch, and then, just cases that were popping up all over the country. It would go to Lori Vallow Daybell in Idaho. But it was Summer Wells. That was the case where I really got into the trenches, went to the terrain. It's mountainous terrain, and try to give everyone a visual of what the neighborhoods look like, what the rolling hills look like, the players and participants involved, trying to interview people that know this child and try to get an understanding so I can share that with my viewers.
Is there one moment that sticks out to you as an inflection point in the channel's history?
And that would be the Danilo Cavicante case. Danilo Cavicante was the convicted murderer who escaped from the Chester County prison and had the whole entire southeastern Pennsylvania scared, worried. He was on the loose for over a week. And, I immediately, since that is from the area where I grew up, I took it very, very personal. So I flew up from Florida to, southeastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and raced to the scene and was sticking side by side with law enforcement as they were going field to field, mountain to mountain, door to door, looking for this murderer that they thought they had, and he kept slipping past their dragnet, and it just, the amount of people that were watching JLR investigate, I literally had cities inside my live streams of 10 to 20,000 at a time. And I felt like I was making a difference because people and neighbors and residents that would drive by, some would bring me water and food. They would say, JLR, thank you very much. The community was they were appreciating my work because the mainstream media wasn't out there on the front lines. They would do very, plain reports where they'll sit there with a backdrop and then they'll pack up and go. I would sit there and follow law enforcement, set up my tripod, my camera to the key locations where they think they had the guy, and showing people in real time what's going on. Even in the course of that, law enforcement, the Pennsylvania State Police and the other law enforcement that were out there, their families and them would reach out to me and say, thank you for what you're doing, because their own family members were worried about their own officers out there searching for this guy. So it was kind of like being the eyes and ears of everyone when it comes to that case. And that was pretty much my moment. And really, the channel really blew up at that point. I mean, I gained in just a week 40,000 subs.
Wow, that's amazing. I imagine the next like big inmate on the loose case, we should expect JLR boots on the ground.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it will beat Cavicante, because Cavicante was very unique. But yeah, I mean, that's another topic that I want to expand on, because the public is scared when these people escape from jails and prisons, particularly him. He's a convicted murderer, and he also broke into somebody's, garage and stole a gun. The public wants to know, they want assurances that they could be safe. So, I'll be their eyes and ears, and I'll be there, informing the public of what's going on in real time.